4th of July at Phoenix, Arizona. This is our Smackdown. Let's be honest here, ladies and gentlemen. This was a surprising show. It wasn't just because of the Battle Royal. It wasn't because of John Cena just coming back. We got a little bit of a surprise and a little bit of a line. But before we get to that, let's go through everything else. Cena comes back as a free agent. Not part of SmackDown Live, not part of Monday Night Raw, which I'm actually kind of surprised. Before he left, from what I understand, he was still part of SmackDown Live. So that's kind of a strange thing. Why did he become a free agent because he went away for a couple of months? Wasn't he still a contract of SmackDown Live? That kind of is a strange thing. Anyway, was the line he gave to America a good one? It wasn't bad. I didn't have a problem with it. Then Rusev comes out. And I just felt like, oh no. Finally we get to see Rusev after several months. And it's for John Cena. The American angle always wins out. Did Rusev sound good? He sounded alright. And now we got a flag match at Battleground. Honestly, I don't think that's going to be a very interesting match. You could have had it on this show and maybe it would be interesting because it is the 4th of July. But as it for Battleground, they got to do something to make it interesting because as it stands, it really isn't. Chad Gable versus AJ Styles for the Independence Battle Royal. Now, I knew both of them could go well in the ring. And they did. I knew they would probably tell a very good story in the ring as a wrestling match. And they did. There was only one major problem with it. The story of wrestling doesn't always mean it compensates for the story of a feud. And sometimes you need to have some type of story to make a feud. I know a lot of people say, dude, you don't always need to have a story. Yes, you do when most of SmackDown Live doesn't really have a lot of stories. Raw has almost zero stories. I know they got a lot going with Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe. What's going on with Roman Reigns and a couple of other things that's going on. But there are very few feuds in wrestling for this company. And I would have liked to see two very good performers, two great wrestlers, have a feud, which we don't have. Now at the end of it, AJ gives Chad Gable a nice nod. Oh, sorry for the fireworks. They like to fire it off in this area a lot, like I said in my last video. But it was nice to see. But honestly, trying to make the door close, sorry. It was nice to see, but honestly, they needed a story. Now, Carmella had a segment. Carmella had James Ellsworth. Good segment. I said it and I meant it. Carmella is the best woman at this moment that is the best developed. Charlotte is not. Becky Lynch is not. I'm sorry. As much as people want to say this genetic superior Becky Lynch is developed, she is not. If she's working with someone from NXT, yes. If she is not working with somebody from NXT that knows her, I should have said that earlier, that knows her in the ring, she sucks. I'm sorry, she just does. And I'm not like this leg daddy thinks that she's a skinny little thing that looks like a man. Which physically she does have a man's shape. That's from her dad. But I'm not looking at her because she doesn't have a boobs and doesn't have a butt and hips. I'm just seeing for her what she is. She's still green. And it shows. And as long as she has someone that isn't green to work with her to hide it, she's fine. When she doesn't, she's green. But anyway, we got Naomi coming out with a freaking light up title. Oh my gosh, what? I got this in my face. I don't know how to feel about that. That's like the John Cena spinner belt gimmick. But mind you, for her personality as it stands with her character, it makes sense. The woman is coming out glowing with facial facial paint, and the clothes. Having the belt light up, as long as she's the champ, actually makes some sense. But I could not believe what I was looking at. I'm doing it again in my face. I was in shock when I saw it. I said, wait a minute, how are they getting the lights onto the title? And then I realized the title is lighting up. It's a nice gimmick. If it was anybody else, I would say this is stupid. But because of Naomi and what she's going for, it actually works. And if anybody else thinks it's stupid, explain why. Tell me anything different than anyone else in any other gimmick that you've seen. And I'm also talking about the John Cena US title spinner and then the WWE title spinner. There goes 2 spinners for you. And also the Stone Cold Skull Championship. Yeah, that one was cool. But still, that's a gimmick. Now, she comes out and she says, you're not going to get away with that. Even though you won, I'm glad, it was still something bad. You're not getting away with it. She calls out Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan was happy as hell. He did 3 things to Ellsworth. 1, he suspended him. 2, he charged him $10,000. So he ain't getting a check for about a week, for 30, almost said 30 days. For 1 month, he ain't getting no money. And then, if he does not leave immediately this building, Carmella's getting stripped of the Money in the Bank ladder match. Pretty much her belt, which is that title. I keep saying it's a belt because it's a belt. She ran her ass to the back with him saying, get the hell out of here, run. That was funny. Now, the match next, Naomi versus Lana for the title. I'm going like, what? What? Again? Come on. Now, I didn't understand why. Until after the match was over and we got a tap out from Lana. But then Tamina comes out. Tamina comes out. And I'm going, there's 1 or 2 things that's going on here. 1, Tamina's being security again. Or 2, Tamina felt bad for Lana, grabbed her out of there. Well, she didn't physically pull her out of there. She said, leave. Come on, leave. And maybe she's doing it because she feels like Naomi is pretty much unfair and treating her badly. I said this, and I meant it. I want to see a Naomi versus Tamina. I want to see a real feud with family. Family. Not her as muscle. I don't want to see her as a muscle woman. I don't. I want to see her as Tamina Snuka, dealing with a Trinity Fatu, where her brother, well, her cousin, who's like a brother to her in wrestling, Jimmy, which is Jonathan, has a situation where his wife and his cousin are actually going to have to go at each other, and then it gets nasty. That's what I want to see. And I don't care if anyone says that Tamina can't act. Most of the roster can't act. Come on. So what's the difference? As, who was it? Pat Patterson, I believe he once said it. If you dress it up right, no, not Pat Patterson. It was Vince himself. I'm getting him mixed up. Vince said, I'm going to be able to put a title on somebody. That is Mr. Bob Backlund. And I'm going to sponsor his ass and he will get over. And Pat Patterson didn't believe him. I got a little confused. It's been a while since I thought about it. But in the end, if you sponsor it right and you package them right, they can get over. Think about it. Now, the Canellises. Now, I could do this later, but I need to do it now because of what you see on the title of this video. I'm not sure I want to see Sami Zayn dealing with Mike Bennett. I'm not calling him the Canellis. I'm calling him what he is. He is Mike Bennett, Mr. Miracle himself. Anyone else, you don't like it? Well, tough. But I'm going to remember to call him Mike Bennett because he's Mike Bennett. Do I want to see Mike Bennett have a feud with Sami Zayn? No. But it doesn't mean it isn't a good feud as long as Sami Zayn does not get over. Because the way it goes with Sami Zayn, he seems to get over. And I don't want to see him get over because this is about bringing someone else in who we have not seen before in the WWE. If Mike Bennett is not put over properly, I don't give a damn about what happens after this. But eventually it's going to happen. I don't have an image of, I might try to get an image, but I don't have an image of Shinsuke Nakamura getting attacked by, well, since I didn't get a chance to see what happened with Shinsuke Nakamura and Baron Corbin, I don't know what the full situation is. But here, and hopefully I can get an image, Baron Corbin beats the crap out of Shinsuke Nakamura, and then Shinsuke stands tall saying, come on, give him a kiss. That kind of feels weird if I can't find an image you see me kissing, but you get my point. I don't know how to feel about this. Baron Corbin is the Money in the Bank ladder match. This makes me angry. This will make me angry if this makes Baron Corbin look bad. The problem here is this. We want to make Baron Corbin look good because he is the Money in the Bank ladder match winner. But then you don't want to make Shinsuke Nakamura look bad and do an American style angle for him and make him more of an American type of wrestler when he's a Japanese wrestler with a special type of attitude and style. I don't want to see Shinsuke get buried here. And I definitely don't want to see Baron Corbin get buried here. I'd rather kept them separate, but this is where they're going. We got the Independence Day Battle Royal. I'm doing it now. Was it a good Battle Royal? It was alright. I do not have an image of the Hype Bros actually getting pissed off at one another, sort of. I'm only using the image of them talking. Look, I wasn't sure if, what is it? When they had that match against the Usos, I thought it was a bad move because it should build back into it. Then they lose. Then it made me think, well, it looks like Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder may have a feud eventually. This is the spark for that feud. Now, if the WWE just understands when people that are popular and they're liked, stretch the feud out. Let it marinate for a while. Look at R-Truth and look at Goldust. You stretch it out before you actually have a match. It actually is something special. They have this tendency of not stretching out their matches. Not stretching out their feuds. It just doesn't work. I just feel like they do it wrong, and here I think they will. It actually could be something interesting. If it's sponsored right, but just, you know what I mean. I don't think they'll succeed. But the rest of the match was pretty good. At the end, we got an AJ Styles winning. Mr. America, Kevin Owens, beating his ass. And then AJ getting over on him and holding up the title, which I see it like this. It is the second tier title. It is the mid-card title for Smackdown. And I just feel kind of weird seeing AJ going for a mid-card title belt. I'd rather see him go after the heavyweight title. But it doesn't mean it isn't a wise thing to do while you have to still deal with Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal. So I understand it, but it still feels kind of weird. Now, Randy Orton versus Aiden English. I just kind of feel sorry for Aiden. He was sacrificed by the WWE gods. He literally got his ass handed to him by Randall Keith Orton. He just got destroyed. And I know a lot of people say, why are you feeling sorry for a jobber? Well, the thing is that that's all you got on SmackDown. You have to turn those jobbers into main eventers, into mid-card holders. Undercard people have to be used in mid-card and going into the main event now. You got to build them up, make them interesting. And I know that he can still be rebuilt and repackaged into something better. I just wish he didn't look so bad here. But in the end, he got destroyed. There is no winner because Randy Orton used the steps and whacked him in the head with it. But then Jinder Mahal comes out, cuts a good promo. And I know a lot of people don't like his promos because he's very soft-spoken. What do you want? He's a soft-spoken guy. That happens. There's some guys that are soft-spoken, just like some guys have a monotone voice. I talk like this, like Randall Keith Orton, who himself cut a good promo. He may have a monotone voice, but he cut a good promo. Jinder cuts a soft-spoken voice, but he cut a good promo. I'm interested in this Mujabi prison match. I never got a chance to really see much of it once. Well, actually never got a chance to really see it. Only saw highlights because I couldn't see the pay-per-view at that time because I had no money. So this will be an opportunity for me to see a full-fledged Mujabi I'm pronouncing it wrong. The prison match. There you go. Now, anything I'm missing here? I have to make sure. I don't want to miss anything. Let's see. Am I finishing anything up? Oh. Breezango is freaking hilarious. What happened with Ty Dillinger and Tyler Breeze was funny. Tyler Young, or Ty Young, whatever. That was funny. Then that weird little ending where it's like Fandango doesn't know what to do with Tyler Breeze. Like he wants to kiss him, but he doesn't want to kiss him. He's like, what the hell are you? Are you my partner? Are you my partner? I don't know. That's a funny little thing. And a little, just take it for what it is. It's funny. But I had to say that because it was funny, particularly what happened during the Battle Royal where Fandango actually saved Tyler Breeze. Now, let's get to the main event. The rap battle. I'm not into rap, so I don't know who this Wayline is. If that's his name, I'm not a rap star. I don't really care about rap. I really don't. The most I've ever cared barely was Run DMC. Run DMC, sorry. It's been a while since I thought about them. I never was a Biggie Smalls bat. Look, I never cared about Biggie Smalls. I never cared about Tupac. I barely cared about MC Hammer. MC Light, a female rap. I don't know what I'm botching today. I'm not into rap. And it's something I really don't care that much about. Very rarely I do. So this is not something I care about. But let's get into this. Let's be honest here. You had the Usos versus the New Day with their entourage. And in the end, the New Day looked stupid. They could not rap. The only one that rapped just good enough was Biggie Langston. And I'm sure these guys can rap to a certain extent in real life. They made it as silly as they possibly could to make the Usos look good. And let's be honest, no one 100% expected them to bring up the Paige. And you going, oh my gosh, you going R-rated. Oh, I could not believe they went there to, I thought at first, to bury Xavier Woods. No one in the crowd expected it. The announcers were quiet for it. They didn't know what to say when, I think it was Jimmy that did that. No one expected it. No one saw it coming. And they were kind of surprised about it. But I'm sure in the back they talked about it to a certain extent. I'm sure someone did. There was no way the WWE was 100% going to sign off on them doing something that crazy. Because they still been keeping Paige kind of quiet. But this is what I'm thinking. Look, we had Slammiversary Saturday. I did a review on it. And after Slammiversary, it was the great reporter, Andre Corbell. Andre, you're my boy. You do great reporting. And everyone should go to his YouTube channel. He does really good work, especially on Tyler Wrestling. That's another YouTube channel he's working on. I don't get a chance to see it often, but I know he does good work on it. He does good interviews. I'm just saying it because I care. But he told me about what happened after that. And I was shocked to see when Alberto El Patron actually talked to Bobby Lashley. And I'm probably going to get an image of that if I can. And he was talking about real wrestling and brought up the WWE. My feeling is that they did this as a smack in the face to Alberto El Patron for what he said. Now, I could be 100% wrong. But to be honest, this didn't hurt Xavier Woods. But this would hurt Paige. Because we know that either she's still in the back watching or she's at home. It doesn't really make a difference where she is. This was done on nationwide TV. So essentially speaking, this will upset her and it will piss off Alberto. Because, let's be honest, that video that got out of her fucking Xavier Woods, that's Xavier, we know it. So that would piss him off. No, hands down, I know he would get pissed off about that. So I really feel that this was really a smack in the face to Alberto Del Rio, or Alberto El Patron, and Paige. That's got to be embarrassing to Paige. No one expected that to come out, unless she came up with that idea herself. I don't think so. But did this show come out pretty good? Yeah, it did. It wasn't a bad show. It was actually a decently good show that was a bit funny. And I wouldn't mind seeing it again. I might actually see it again. But you guys tell me below how you felt about this show. And have a good day. Have a good night. Don't be rated R like Paige. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. That's disrespectful. Paige deserves some respect. It might have been a dumb thing to do. But she does deserve some respect. And I mean that. Peace.